Enterprise cloud vendors require massive upfront annual recurring revenue. Customers require low-risk early-stage pilots. These two priorities rarely align. Historically, the classic enterprise agreement served as a bottleneck. It forced customers into rigid, multi-year commitments before they could prove technical value. This inflexibility stalls agile artificial intelligence innovation. When deploying a greenfield project or a Gemini Enterprise pilot, requiring a massive financial commitment upfront kills the deal before the assessment even begins. We are going to dissect Google Cloud's 2026 commercial redesign. We will map exactly how partners can strategically stack funds and clear the strict technical mandates required to get paid. The old model demanded scale before value, pushing innovation to the side. The only solution was a complete teardown of the commercial engine. The 2026 Google Cloud RAMP framework operates as a rigid financial architecture, a contracting vehicle built to drive consumption through measurable outcomes. This modular framework replaces the monolithic contract with a 36-month cycle built on 3 distinct phases: assess, migrate and modernize, and consume. This structure allows customers to incrementally add new workloads over 3 years, removing the administrative burden of constant contract renegotiations. To be eligible, the customer must hold a modern enterprise agreement or a non-commit structure. The target workloads must be consumption-based and generate a minimum of $60,000 in incremental annual recurring revenue. RAMP shifts cloud migration from a purely technical exercise into a governed pay-for-performance financial event that triggers immediate revenue recognition. Early-stage AI innovation carries a specific friction point. It requires intense pre-sales effort and architecture scoping, but initially generates very low cloud consumption. To bridge this gap, partners must isolate the assess phase, de-risk the pilot completely before locking the customer into the full RAMP agreement. This breaks down Phase 1 funding. Deal acceleration funds, or Catalyst, cover the costs of 4-week diagnostic pilots. The limit is up to 5% of first-year ARR, with a strict $75,000 cap. Once the pilot proves a return on investment, the transition trigger fires. The partner shifts the customer into the modular 36-month RAMP agreement. Strategically isolating and funding the pilot phase is the mandatory prerequisite for accessing the total stack of Google Cloud incentives, which can reach 55% of incremental spend. Phase 2 covers Migrate and Modernize. Partner Services Funds, or PSF, offset technical execution costs, covering up to 20% of first-year ARR, capped at $2 million per workload. For complex environments, strategic accelerators stack on top to expand margins. These specific accelerators, data analytics and modern infra, are the exact targets required for planning-in-a-box AI deployments. Phase 3 targets consume, redirecting up to 30% of first-year ARR back to the customer as Google Cloud credits. Mapping a customer's specific technical workloads directly to these strategic accelerators is the single most powerful lever to maximize profitability. Phase 2 carries an operational bottleneck. Negotiating bespoke statements of work for every single migration phase creates severe administrative latency. The executive strategy to bypass this delay is pivoting customer engagements directly to fixed-price, fixed-scope private offers. These offers must be routed exclusively through the Google Cloud Marketplace platform. This marketplace maneuver cuts sales cycle latency by 50% and natively automates the mandatory billing ID attachments that the RAMP systems require. A pay-for-performance architecture carries immense risk. If the automated financial systems cannot read the technical data, no revenue is recognized. The most unforgiving technical mandate of the 2026 program is the new project role. Google systems will completely ignore any tags applied to pre-2026 environments. This simulated console interface shows the exact requirement. To trigger RAMP tracking, a specific key value pair must be applied as metadata at the project level. This metadata must be inherited across all underlying resources to accurately calculate cumulative tagged spend. The technical delivery team must also clear a strict prerequisite. The project lead must hold a Delivery Readiness Portal Tier 1 score of 50 points or higher, and their ID must be manually written into the statement of work. Missing a single metadata key or failing to link a DRP ID results in the automatic, non-negotiable rejection of all partner services funds. Sales operations operates as the bridge between technical deployment and financial invoicing. This timeline illustrates that ramp payouts are gated behind 3 SOW value thresholds. Mid-tier payouts remain pending until hitting $50,000 in cumulative tagged spend. Top-tier thresholds differ. An upfront $400,000 releases at $50,000 spend. The remainder is held until consumption hits 20% of projected ARR. Because of this delayed payout structure, a monthly reconciliation report tracking PSF claimed versus forecasted is required to manage cash flow risks. In RAMP 2026, precise financial governance is the only way to ensure that forecasted revenue streams actually survive the journey into the firm's bank account. We can see a real-world application of this framework when deploying Pluto7's PI Agent OS into a mature manufacturing account. The PI Agent core foundation is built on 4 technical layers: Pi.Unify, Pi.Semantic, Pi.Decisions, and Pi.Shield. This split-screen map shows how these technical layers map onto Google's specific RAMP strategic accelerators. The Data Analytics Accelerator funds the Pi.Unify BigQuery foundation. The Modern Infra Accelerator funds the Pi.Decisions Gemini Enterprise engine. The ultimate business objective that justifies this entire financial and technical alignment is the 2-10 rule, delivering a 2% revenue lift and a 10% reduction in planning errors. Mastering the 2026 RAMP framework provides the operational capability to transform a technical cloud deployment into a fully funded engine for enterprise value.